in the situation if you have trust enough in me. If you hold on to my promise, I'm going to prevail in the situation and fix it in the end. And the third thing we need to understand is that when we ask that question, is there another way? It's a question we ask because we want to escape a painful situation. We want to get around a situation that is uncomfortable. And God says there's no other way for you to get the results that you want other than the direction and the path that I've given you. It's like being in a traffic jam and you got your GPS out and you see cars lined up ahead of you and you're sitting there watching your watch and there's nothing moving. And you ask the question, is there another way? Is there another direction? Is there another route I can take to get around this traffic jam? And even though you have your GPS and it tells you where you can go, what your alternate route is, your GPS cannot tell you the circumstances that are in existence in the route that it's prescribing for you. Y'all don't understand that. So, and now, when we lean upon our own understanding, we may think we know another route. We may have consulted with somebody else, and we may have seen it work for somebody else. That's your GPS system. But God says, I already know that all the other exits are not going to get you to where I want to take you. Because I'm trying to develop character. I'm trying to develop endurance. I'm trying to develop trust in you. And you can't get that by taking alternative routes. Come on, somebody. You've got to go the way. Is there another way? God says, no, there is no other way to satisfy my righteousness, to satisfy my purpose for your life. There is no other way. Are y'all hearing me today? Because I'm almost finished and we're ready to go to the communion table. We've got to learn how to endure what we don't enjoy as we go through the journey that God has placed us on. Let me say that again. We have to learn how to endure what we don't enjoy. And you ought to be honest with yourself and confess today that everything that comes across your path is not enjoyable. There are some things that you really don't want to deal with. There are some people that you really don't want to see on particular days. But God says you've got to stay in there, you've got to hang in there, and you've got to learn how to endure what you don't enjoy. Jesus obeyed the will of his Father. All of this stuff was not pretty. It was not stuff that he just stood there and smiled on. It was stuff that really drew him to the point where he cried out in this text, Father, if it be your will, let this situation pass. But nevertheless, it's not my will, but your will be done. Jesus was obedient even to the point of death. The Bible says in Hebrews, the 12th chapter and the 4th verse, in your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood. There is no obedience that God would direct us in that will cause us to sacrifice our lives. Oh my God, I wish I had a praying church. Jesus had to sacrifice his life. When it comes down to sacrifice, you have to look at the example of the chicken and the pig. Who gave up the most to get you breakfast this morning? Come on, somebody. The pig had to give up his life to get you that bacon, but the chicken just laid an egg and kept on walking. My God, even in the hardest obedience that God puts us to the test, we're just like chickens. All we got to do is give an egg and keep on walking. But Jesus had to give his life. So we got to learn how to endure what we don't enjoy. Hebrews 12:3 says, for the joy that was set before him, he endured the pain, despising the shame, and is now sitting at the right hand of the Father, making intercession for us. Enduring what we don't enjoy. We got to endure the process while we wait on the promise. But the Bible says, in the midst of all of this, Jesus struggling in the garden, knowing that the cross was up ahead, knowing that he would have to take on the sins of the world, knowing that his Father would abandon him or be separated from him for a matter of 3 hours, knowing that people would talk about him and they would say all manner of evil against him. Come down from the cross. You save others, now save yourself. Jesus knew that he would be pushed to the brink of his human limitations. But he still managed to say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He still managed to say, Father, into thine hands I commend my spirit. And the reason that he was able to hold on and to hang out on the cross on that Good Friday, because the Bible says that after he entered the Garden of Gethsemane and began to drop great drops of blood, that an angel, come on somebody, that an angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him. That's what I was trying to tell you in the beginning. When your willpower is cut off, when you can't seem to take another step, when you seem like you want to end the relationship, when you seem like the weight is just too much for you to bear, then you got to say that little simple prayer. Father, give me strength. Father, I'd like for this situation to be handed over to somebody else. But nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. Give God a hand clap of praise.